I'll be making one of my favorite things to make ever, which is Bajan corn pie. I'm doing it the way I know to do it. We have corn pie in Barbados, we have corn pie in Trinidad and Tobago. They have corn pie in Trinidad and Tobago. But I'm going to do it the way I know how to make it. I'm looking in the viewfinder. I'm new at this. So I'm doing this for a tapas party today, and so I'm doing it in individual little bowls because tapas, as you know, is little individual bites of things. So it's going to be the same consistency and everything as a normal big pie would be, but I'm doing it in this little muffin tins so that each person will have their own. So it's like an hors d'oeuvre, you know? Okay, so let's see how it comes out. Okay, I'm going to start by adding the butter. My pan is already hot. So I'm going to melt this butter down, and when it starts to bubble, I will add the onions. Okay, so the butter is getting frothy. I'm just going to add the onions. The first ingredient, or second I guess, is green pepper, bell pepper, just sweet bell pepper. Let me see. Alright, this is just sweet bell pepper and Scotch bonnet on top. This is Jamaican Scotch bonnet that I brought back from Jamaica. Add that in. I'm just going to soften these vegetables here. And then I'm going to add, once I soften up a bit, I'm going to add the garlic. This is going to be a really spicy hors d'oeuvre because I'm also going to be using, instead of just regular cheddar, I'm using cheddar with chili. So if you can try to find, I'm in the UK and I found it, pepper jack if you're in America, any kind of cheese that has chili in it, that's what you want to use. If you're like us, you like spice, you like pepper. So, and it just makes it less boring. Because remember, you're still adding in corn flour. Now, something interesting about the corn flour I want to add. When I add this corn flour later, it's polenta. But it's 100% corn flour. So what we call cornmeal or corn flour, I found a substitute here. Because I'm adding the garlic now. And I've turned down the heat a little bit because I don't want the garlic to burn. So that's where we are. At this point, I'm going to also add a little bit of adobo. I can put adobo. It's not MSG, but it's a salt substitute. So you're not going to see me put any salt in here because I put adobo. Okay, so this is just one scallion I'm adding. I decided last minute to do that. Usually I do put scallion, but for some reason I wasn't planning on it this time. I forgot. But Caribbean cooking, once you start to smell Caribbean flavors, you're like, scallion has to go in there. Now, this has to come to a boil. Okay, you can see that this is boiling now. Lovely. And so I'm going to add the polenta. This is really important, this part. You have to add the polenta a little bit at a time. Or the cornmeal. But I'm calling it what it is here. But you have to add it a little bit at a time, okay? So don't add it too quickly. There's a reason why, because it gets clumpy. You could even use a whisk, but I don't need to do that because I know what I'm doing here. So we just add a little bit at a time. The only thing is that this says pre-cooked corn flour, and I'm not sure if in the Caribbean our corn flour is pre-cooked or not, but whatever. It's the closest thing I could find. Trust me, there was nothing else similar. don't want it to get lumpy, so I'm just stirring it rapidly. Now it depends if you want a wet corn pie or a dry corn pie. I'm trying to do it as dry as possible because I'm doing these, like I said, I'm doing these hors d'oeuvres that are like, you want to just pick them up and eat them. So usually I like a wet pie, whether it's macaroni pie or corn pie. I'll do a recipe for macaroni pie as well. Adding the corn now. This is the cream corn, okay? Cream style corn. I used to get it from a South African supermarket that they had here, but that closed down. So now I have to just get it from the Asian market. They have it. So if you don't know where to get it, try the Asian market or the Asian supermarkets. They might have it. Because I think they use it in egg drop soup. And we like a lot of black pepper when we're doing corn pie. It's really good with corn. So you see how thick that is? So our cornmeal, when we use cornmeal in the Caribbean, it wouldn't get so thick so quickly. But that's okay for me because I'm really trying to do, like I said, this is regular sweet corn. So it's 1-to-1 ratio of cream corn to sweet corn. And this is where I'm going to go in with the black pepper now. I have this really nice black pepper grinder, and I have really good black pepper as well. I love black pepper, so I found like best one, which is KO. I think it's KO brand. I don't know if that means knockout brand or what, but that one has a good taste in your mouth. You can even have it just on top of cheese. This kind of black pepper. Speaking of cheese, I have not grated the cheeses yet. So I'm going to take out my grater and get going on that. I turn off the hob, okay? Take the heat completely off of here. I'm just adding a little bit at a time. The heat is off because we don't want the egg to scramble, okay? So that is why. Just one egg. You don't need a lot of egg because you don't want a souffle. We don't do souffle. That's too highfalutin for us. So we just want the egg to bind it more than anything else. I use Jersey butter for cooking, and then I use very good Brittany butter for like toast and stuff like that. But in this case, I might just have to do this because it's going to take a really long time with the other butter. So that's how you do it. You would do the same thing if you're doing it in a big pan. You would try to butter with a soft butter that you could work with. I'm just going to put this like really low right now. I'm just going to add in all the cheese. Now this is a chili cheese. And as I said, you can find anything you want. If you really want it, you can find it. I'm just adding this in. This is the last ingredient after the black pepper. Butter. But here we're just gonna incorporate this. I actually really like how the polenta is behaving, to be honest. Like, especially, like I said, for this dish, because I want it to be a drier pie. But I really like how it is. Like, I'm not disappointed at all. I was quite scared because I was like, polenta? I mean, is it the same? The ingredients look the same, but you never know, right? Okay, so there's a benefit to cooking in the winter. I don't like the light because there's never good light in the winter, but I do like the fact that the lights, the studio lights or indoor lights, make it really warm. So I ended up having to do the second muffin tin. Right, so we finally got it to fit. That's so perfect. How does that always happen to me? Like, I always get the exact amount no matter what I cook. Like, and I don't use measurements. I don't know what it is. must have like a third eye or something. Measuring cup eye. Okay, so that's that. The next thing I'm going to film is the 7-layer salad that I'm going to prep. That has to be done the day before. So I'm doing it tonight for tomorrow. And it has to go in the fridge overnight. So I'm going to chop up everything for that and film that one in a separate video. Okay? Okay, so I'm just going to add a tiny bit of breadcrumbs. These are panko. But use whatever you have. Right, just a tiny little bit of this just for the crunch on top. I'll just do a couple of these to show you. Okay, so, and then I have some mozzarella here. Now, this will give it a nice gooey pull when you bite it. So, I'm just putting a little bit of that. Really not much. This is just extra stuff. Like, this is just for extra people. Because I'm doing a dinner party. If it was just me cooking for my family, I would just be like, yeah, that's it. But this is for the extras, okay? All right. Thank you so much for watching. As you can see, they came out so cute. I just sprinkled a little bit of parsley on top, and that was a hit. It was just perfect. And I think I would do this even if I was not having a dinner party, because I like the individual pieces. It's nice. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.